What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in and checking out the video. Thanks for being on the channel. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do both. If you've been following along and been a part of the journey up until this point, I appreciate you hanging on, even though it hasn't been too much content. But I'm going to try to get some more stuff and some consistent uploads here this coming season and this year. So as you've seen on the title and in the thumbnail, might have put a 9-inch and a 400 in this thing. You'll have to wait and see a little bit further in the video, so don't exit out or close out. We got some big things we're going to be announcing coming up in a little bit. So as I just said, I'm going to try to upload more. I know it may sound bogus of someone who hasn't uploaded much ever since he started YouTube to now all of a sudden saying I'm going to do it once a week. But I'd like to do it once a week, even if it's a 5-minute video or a 50-minute video. I'd like to at least get something up because me personally, every night I eat dinner, I watch YouTube. And you know, one of the most consistent and, you know, faithful uploaders on YouTube is Cletus, and it's always something to watch. I watch all of his videos, and it just makes me realize that if you consistently upload, you're going to get viewers and you're going to get people that are interested in what you're doing. So 5 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever it may be, hey, I did nothing this week, or it may be, hey, we went racing and here's a bunch of content. But that's my promise, hopefully, to this channel, is to try to upload once a week and go from there. I think a lot of the problem before was trying to do it on a GoPro, transferring it over to the app, transferring it to my phone, putting it in a video app editor, editing it, then transferring it to YouTube, waiting for it to upload. It was just too many steps. And I feel like by the time that I finally got some stuff to upload, which we do from World Cup, it's just I don't want to deal with, or I don't want to take the time and the struggle and the stress to take all those steps, so I just don't upload it. So now I'm going to try to just do it from a phone. I bought this nifty little tripod thing. Seems pretty cool. And all the big YouTubers, at least in my, you know, my opinion of big and who I watch, they do it from an iPhone. Street Racing Channel, Old Man's Garage, which I watch a lot. You know, he edits it from his phone. He puts it right into the editor once he's done recording it. And it's pretty impressive for someone to be out racing sick week or, you know, week-long races, and they're uploading every day while they're racing. I can barely keep it together myself just racing in an event. So for them guys to be able to edit and upload and take all this footage and then take the time to, you know, get it to us, the viewers, is pretty impressive. So if they can do it, I can do it. And I think I'm just gonna, you know, dumb it down, simplify it, do it from a phone, put it right into an app, upload it. It may not be the best, but at least it'll be up there. I made a cool little new intro video. I'm gonna try to get a little bit better with the thumbnails and the titles, and hopefully go from there. Again, this is not something that I plan to make a career out of. I just like looking back at what I've done in the past, and for, you know, my kids or friends or family or whoever to be able to click on YouTube and watch stuff, or me go 20 years from now, look back, I think it'll be pretty cool. So that's always been the goal. It's never been trying to be Cletus, even though I'll take some, you know, tips off of what he does. So, all right, so I stopped the video right there and started making a new video only because a few seconds after that little transition was a dog barking like crazy, neighbors' dogs, little tiny Chihuahua dogs. And I just know that if I was watching someone talk, I wouldn't want to hear dogs barking in the background. And then also, like all of my videos, I want to do a quick recap, and I ended up talking for 20 minutes. So I'm going to shorten it down so we can get into the good stuff. In the meantime, now that the dogs are inside, I've raised the car up a little bit and thought about just what I'm going to say and just sum it all up real quick. So, like I said, more content coming. Hopefully better content with a simplified process. Hope you guys like the new intro. I'm going to try to start getting nifty with some things, and then we'll go from there. So where we left off was going into World Cup. I uploaded a video about a vlog series, and then I ghosted everybody. Service went to shit like I said it was going to do, and like I knew it was going to do, so I was just blowing smoke that I was going to be able to do a vlog series knowing that it always gets like shit. Hopefully this year, they had a tower there last year. I see Texas 2K, which is going on right now, clearly not there. Decided to take a year off after going for 2 years in a row. But all these big events are starting to get towers brought in for better service and stuff like that. So hopefully World Cup this year is a little bit better. But yes, going into it, everything was on track to go smooth, and then it ended not so smooth. So we got in, we got settled in. Testing came up on Wednesday. I made a few driver errors. Forgot to turn the boost controller on one pass. I think another pass, I had some car next to me that was being weird on the tree or something and messed me up. We did get some data. We didn't go super fast testing on Wednesday, and it ended with let's go into Q1 and see what happens. Went into Q1 on Thursday. We got 1 on Thursday, 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday. Yeah, so Q1 on Thursday, I think I went 750, 760.
The Cody Rogers, France shots, and
So John Lund, Fran Schatz, or pardon me, Cody Rogers and Fran Schatz both heading down the racetrack here. Cody Rogers top end 742 at 190 and 864 as Fran Schatz out of it early with the Corvette.
Put me in the top 10. Not a lot of people went crazy fast, maybe a couple 730s, 740s. And we ended Thursday with a good pass, A to B, 750 I think it was, and it was all good. Went into it Friday knowing that we had 2. Started the morning with another A to B. I think it went a low 750, better than the first one.
So they sit 5 and 16 respectively. So we'll see if the tuner here on the right side can pick it up a little bit. Spins the tire there as he was trying to go for it. Cody Rogers, though, looks great. Top of the racetrack here for Rogers. 7:47.5, 191 for Cody Rogers.
Or maybe a high 7:40. It bettered our spot a little bit, and we were sitting pretty good. Car was happy, trans was happy, engine was happy, everything was good. Lund was there helping us out, helping Joe out, and we were doing great. Then going to Q3 Friday night, me and Lund decided to build some tune-ups on the AMS knob where you can change on the fly your boost ramp, and we built, I think, a 1, 2, and a 3. 1 was super soft, 2 was decent, an improvement from 1 but not kill, 3 was an improvement from 2 but not all the way everything we had. Went up in the lanes. I think there was a wreck, an orange IS300. It wasn't, I think it was in my class. It was one of the first cars in Wall Street, but I was way in the back. Because I remember I was sitting out of the car, not even like suited up and strapped up, and they shut the whole track down. I think it wrecked, put the track down for a little bit. It got really cold. Windows were fogging up. We weren't even sure if they were going to let us race. Going into it, it was put it on 3 and see if it holds it. We're still going to have 1 tomorrow, so let's just put it on 3 and see if it hooks. Well, after sitting for so long, I felt like the track temp got down. Also felt like, the air was better. It might make more power. I didn't think 3 would work, so I went to 2. Put it on 2. Track started going hot again. We rolled up there, went into it. Lund thought at this point it was on 3. I put it on 2. Made the executive driver decision. Make a pass. It hauled ass.
Rogers will roll it in first. Amaya will roll it in second. Light's going to be down, and here we go. Rogers going to be out in front as it looks like Amaya will hit the tires and pull it over. Top of the racetrack here for the Mustang. 7:26.7, 194. Big pickup here for Rogers as he'll find about 2/10. As Amaya.
Mejor pase en esta noche.
Rogers will roll it in first. Amaya will roll it in second. Light's going to be down, and here we go. Rogers going to be out in front as it looks like Amaya will hit the tires and pull it over. Top of the racetrack here for the Mustang. 7:26.7, 194. Big pickup here for Rogers as he'll find about 2/10. As Amaya may have broke something there as he's pulled over to the side. How about Cody Rogers moving up to the number 4 spot? Uses Amaya about 100 feet.
I didn't think that it went what it did, but it did, and it went 727, 194.95. I got out the end of the track, fucking pumped. I was like, holy shit, that bitch just rolled out. So, didn't know what it ran, of course, you don't know. Buddy Jack comes up with the golf cart coming to get me, and he's like, you won't believe what it just went. And I'm like, holy shit, shows me the slip. Decent 60, 117, 118. We've been 113 before. 117, 118. Went 470 something at 155 mile an hour to the 8th. 727, 195. I about fell over. I'm like, holy shit, that thing just rolled out. And that was on setting 2. So no sooner than I could get in my car as he was pushing me back and text Lund, I read a message from them saying, damn, setting 3 putting in work. I immediately took a picture and sent it to him of the knobs still on 2. He was like, no way. I was like, yes, that was not setting 3. That was not, a bunch of boost. That was a pretty mediocre tune-up and ramp, and it just went that. 155 to the 8th and 470 was more than I could have ever imagined. We've always been really easy on this car, out of the hole, as far as RPM-wise and boost-wise on the trans brake. We always kind of limp past the 1-2 shift to keep it easy. Then we try to pour the power in. By that point, the 330 and the 8th really don't pick up as much as it would getting after it real quick. So I've never, in my opinion, had a really fast 8th mile per hour or quick 330. And when I seen 470 at 155, I was pumped. My buddies race Ultra Street. They all try to go 154, 155 mile an hour, which is fast for that class. And here I am in a 6-speed street car, AC and heat, radio on, roll-up windows, going what them guys do. So I immediately, texted them and was messing with them, saying I just went 155, and I was pumped. At that point, the 6R80 record is buried. The 6-speed 6R80 record that was originally held by me, prior to me, was in the 50s. I put it in the 40s. Now it's in the 20s. At this point, it's like game over on the record. Let's see what we can do to go faster and try to go rounds and win this event. I don't know when Joe went his personal best or when he went number 1 qualifier, if it was that night or the next day, but he did go faster than me. I wasn't number 1. I think that 7:27 put me in the top 5, and then I maybe got bumped back to 6 or 7. And Joe went a 7:13 or a 7:18. I think someone else maybe went a high teen. A couple others went a low 20s, and then there I was. So the goal going into Saturday was, now we're sitting really good. We're going to have a really good first round, getting paired up with the number 28 car or number 27 car, and let's try to send it Q4 on Saturday. And if it goes, it goes. If it knocks the tires off, it knocks the tires off. So we sat around Saturday. I think I went up for Q4 on Saturday at 4 or 5 p.m. I think we made some adjustments to 2 and ramped up even 3 even more. I don't think going into Q4 I was on that 3 knob. I think I was still on 2, but it was turned up. It was a little bit warmer. The sun was out. The track was hot. Might have been a little bit gluey up there, sticky. So I don't think that this was like, this is all we have, but it should have went faster. Went up, rolled in the burnout box, did my burnout, went up to the line, let go of the button, boom, chaos underneath. Going to show you the drive shaft in the rear. It destroyed the drive shaft. The thumbnail picture is an aerial view of 1320. You can see my drive shaft on the ground. And it grenaded everything. Motor revved up real high. I didn't know what the hell to do. Everybody came up, pushed me back. I climbed up underneath of it, seen the drive shaft was broke. First time my dad's been in the track to watch me, and he sees the drive shaft break, doesn't get to see me make a pass. Huge disappointment. But here's the trick, or the shitty part is E1 now is, for me, is Saturday night. Last year, my E1 was Sunday afternoon. I sat around all day Sunday. I went up Sunday afternoon for E1 when I raced the Civic, if you guys watched the last World Cup video, and sun was going down. We had all day Sunday. Now, they bumped up all the 32-car fields to race Saturday night, E1, to get that out of the way, to where going into Sunday it was only 16-car fields because you're eliminating half of the 32. So now I'm sitting back. They pushed me back. I'm sitting there. We knew it was the broke drive shaft, and I'm like, what the hell do we do? I can get a drive shaft, but do we have enough time? I find a drive shaft, hour away. I'm ready to make a move and go get it. And before you know it, they're calling Wild Street on standby. There just wasn't enough time to get my car fixed. A couple other cars broke. Fran, with his Corvette, broke. He could have got his fixed if E1 wasn't the same night. It was just a shitty situation to be in. I'm not knocking the track. I see why they did it, but they got to realize you can't hot lap. You know, maybe you can hot lap all motor class or, some slower classes, but we got low 7-second cars. They take some maintenance. They take some repairs. And, you're running back-to-back qualifiers straight into Elam on Saturday of an event that has a whole nother day. I just don't agree with it, but the schedule screwed me. We thought it was the drive shaft at that time. I did have a spare rear in my trailer, but I didn't have a spare drive shaft. Once E1 went to the lanes, we knew it was a wrap. I climbed up to the car a little bit better, found out that the rear broke, which broke the drive shaft. Because carbon fiber drive shafts don't just break and turn to dust for no reason. So I'm mad at myself that I didn't check the car after Q3 on Friday, because it may have broke the rear on Friday and I didn't know, and then I went up for Q4 and that's when it broke the drive shaft. The whole rear dropped down, changed the angle of the drive shaft, broke the drive shaft. The burnout could have broke it, but I have a feeling that it may have broke at Q3, and since I don't check the rear after every pass, which I'm now going to do moving forward, it may have messed things up, and I could have saved it. At that point, the drive shaft was good. I could have saved the rear, swapped the rear, went back up and going, didn't do it. So, went up for E1, told the car that I was racing that I'm not coming up. They about fell over. They said that it's a new car, new driver, new build. They have no clue what they were going to run. They went up there, spit, sputtered, spun. It was some all-wheel drive Civic. It went like 10-0, didn't even make a pass, and I would have had E1 in the bag. That's racing, I guess. It is what it is. I feel like we had a contender for this World Cup. Everybody talks shit about me, this car, me, the 6R80 stuff, records, whatever. First round duck, even though I've went multiple rounds in almost every race that I've went to. I know what we ran, how we did it. What more we had in it, and I believe that we could have won a team to get up there with Joe in the front, and he started to have some problems. Some other cars started to have some problems. I think Wes and his Fox body, which was a front runner, top 5, think they hurt that car too. The Supra in the finals ended up having a problem next to Joe. If we could have kept this thing together, I believe that it would have been me and Joe in the finals, and I'm not just saying that because I wanted to race Joe in the finals, or we're two guys with 2 twin turbo Coyotes. I think we definitely could have went teens that event. The following day, Sunday, sitting in our sorrows talking to the Lunds, they think this thing has a 6 in it. Could it have won a 6 that event? No, we wouldn't have needed to go a 6 to win, but it could have definitely went faster. So, huge disappointment. We had a car that was able to contend. I think we had a car that could have contended last year, too. We blew the dipstick and had some crankcase pressure issues and some head gasket issues. But this year I felt really good, man, and it was a huge disappointment. So, being that I'm stuck at the track and I can't just pack up and leave due to my rig not being able to get out with everybody there, and it's just the heat of the heart of the event, still in the process with Eliminations, I had to just sit there for the next day and a half and just watch everybody race until I could get out of there. But while I was just sitting there, I was able to speak with the Lunds about a deal on some parts that they had that they were willing to get rid of. So what I'm about to show you is coming from the Lunds. I couldn't have done it without them. I appreciate the deal that they gave me. They gave me more than I could have bargained for. I have a whole pile of parts here on the floor, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And the car is where it's at now because of them. They came into my pits on Sunday, said, we have the fix, trust the process, get some money together, come see us. So we packed up, got out of World Cup. I wasn't sure if the trans was hurt or not from the motor revving like that and braking. But we wanted to get it home and get it on the lift and see what it was. Daniel from Blue Streak thought maybe I could have broke the one-way clutch. The Lunds have said that they've broken drive shafts before and it's cracked the transmission case and even cracked an ear on the block. So they really wanted me to check those things out too. So at that time, it's just running through my head of, I need to get this thing checked out. I need to get some money together. I need to buy some stuff that they got. We got it home. One way's good. Rear's broke. Drive shaft is broke. Engine's good. Case is good. Trans case is good. Everything's good. I ended up getting a drive shaft that's now for sale. Aluminum drive shaft, 6R80. Put it in the car. We put a spare diff that I had in the car, and I went and drove it, and it's money. It's good. I get a hair up my ass to try to make it to a last-minute closing day of MIR track rental, radio prep rental. We sign up for it. We haul the rig down there, take off work, go down there, pull in a parking spot, get rained out. Didn't get to make one pass. What the plan was that day, I don't know. I don't think we were trying to go sixes, but we wanted to see if maybe we could go a little bit quicker and see if everything was happy with the new drive shaft and the new rear. That ended 2024. Car together in one piece, aluminum drive shaft, stock rear back in it, engine's happy, plan in place of what we're doing moving forward, and get your money up. So I do heat and air. Busy season is the middle of summer and the middle of winter, and here we are going into the middle of winter, and I'm needing to get my money up. So put in some work over the winter, got my money up, had a deal in place with the Lunds to pick up some stuff from them at a chassis shop local to me where they had Blue Goose getting worked on, and for the middle of January, sometime after New Year's. I was able to go pick up everything, I think, middle of January, and get it back here, get it all ironed out of a plan, made some additions, put a drag wing on the car, changed up the appearance a little bit, did some stuff on the front end, and then, of course, we now did what I'm about to show you. So it ended with the engine running and not setting the engine off, which I did the year prior. So in my opinion, going into wintertime was a win. I was able to wash it, buff it, clean it, put a cover on it, and work, get through the holidays with the family, Christmas, New Year's, whatever, and then know going into spring there was parts going to be sitting here that needed to be put on, and we would have a better, stronger car going into 2025 race season. So that's the recap. Let's show you what I got. Let's show you how the car sits now. I can't change the camera from forward to backwards with it recording, so I'm going to stop it, restart it, and let's show you what I got going on. All right, so here's some stuff that I got, a little combination of stuff that I bought from them and stuff off of my car. Anything you see here is for sale. I'm not making this into a for sale video. I just want to show you some stuff that I have. If you're wondering, without showing you my car, what we did, and you know Blue Goose, then you already know what we did. Blue Goose was still an IRS car. So a lot of this stuff was off of Blue Goose. So it is for IRS, and everything is for sale. We got Steeda parts, we got Viking shocks, we got drag springs, drag sway bar, bear brakes, ARP studs, Kelltrac bushing kit, rear subframe lockout, spring spacers, limiters, full manual brake conversion, auto steering shaft. I have a good 315 rear. I have a 315 with the broken ears. I have aluminum shaft, 6R80 stuff, boost gauge, 6R stager, flywheel, couplings. I have so much stuff. I'm going to do an official listing, pictures, pricing, ads on my Facebook and Instagram. If you don't have me on there already, get me on there and you'll be able to see everything. Here's the drive shaft. This is what I was able to see climbing up underneath the car after it broke. If you're on the verge, if you're on the ledge about running a carbon drive shaft, do it. This is why you do it. When it breaks, it turns to dust. It doesn't beat up underneath the car. And the only thing that you're worried about is your bank account to buy another one rather than it destroying everything in its path. So it split. It did its job. It turned to dust. And I was able to just simply put a new drive shaft up in there and get back on my way. QA1's good stuff. I recommend a 6R80 8.8 car to have a QA1 carbon fiber drive shaft. It was great for 2.5 years. Why it broke is because one bolt broke in here, and then it also broke the front right ear off. So this bolt broke, allowed this to drop. The front right ear broke completely, allowed that to drop, and it just got all out of whack and all, not where it's supposed to be, which then puts all the strain on that, and it broke. So that's what I got to show you guys of the aftermath of World Cup. Let me try to get it on focus here. I got a brand new damper in the box. I got brand new BMR motor mounts, OEM steering shaft, 6R stager, more spring spacers, fittings, brand new TH400 flywheel. I got a ton of stuff, guys, a ton. So let me know if you need something. All right, so the big reveal, the thumbnail. Am I done with IRS? Already been exposed. I bought stuff out of Blue Goose, which was an IRS car. So clearly I'm not done with IRS. But I was able to buy a complete G-Force 9-inch conversion straight out of Blue Goose. I've made some tweaks to it. I changed a few things. That I liked on my car, as far as I've always ran the OEM springs. I had the newer version of the adjustable sway bar links. I was able to get a relationship built with G-Force, talked to Billy at G-Force. He completely redid the axles for me, gave me a set of new outers, because this whole bolt design is new to me, as far as the drive shaft shops were just all one piece. You didn't have bolts for inners and outers. Wasn't like a 3-piece design. So I'm learning, and he helped me learn, and he sent me some extra outers in case they ever break, because supposedly if they do break, that's where they break. So this is what we got, man. I'm so happy that it all went in. It went in super smooth. I mean, I got the entire cradle and drop out, everything out of Blue Goose. So proven setup. G-Force is proven. I couldn't be happier. The deal that I got of buying everything out from underneath of that car would not have been possible without the Lunds helping me. And I've known the weak point to be in this car for a very long time, to be the rear. It used to be what I thought was the trans, and Jake's Magical Touch has the trans bulletproof. Knock on wood. Let me find wood somewhere. All right, found wood. I've known the weak point, once we got the trans figured out, to be this rear, and it is such a peace of mind knowing that this thing is a beast now, man. It really is. It's got a spool in it, 35 spline, Pro gear in it. Still has the my Kelly Viking triple shocks. I didn't have the camber links, the spherical Steeda arms before, so that should take some deflection out. There's not anything left to buy, in my opinion. It's got solid bushings. It's got the big bolts. This is the ultimate IRS S550 package that I think is going to take us to the 6-second range or the next level of this car and take the abuse well. So that's it. Now you're wondering, 400, 6R80 still. I am not giving up yet. I've done too much work to give up. Draining my catch can here. I've done too much work to give up and put a 400 in it. The 400 would, without a doubt, in my opinion, take this car into the 6-second range and be able to compete faster, better, stronger. It would improve every aspect of my racing program. But Daniel, I like the relationship I got with Daniel and Blue Streak and Jake, and I think that we can take this 6-speed trans into the 6s and just completely bury any thoughts of a 6R80 being a 6-speed, not being fast and not working, or B, anybody ever doing it, because, it's unthinkable to imagine what we've done so far with it, let alone what we're about to try to do. So still a 6R80, not giving up yet. Also, too, if you guys want to see a new video, let me try to turn it around. If you guys want to see a new video of a walk around of this car like I had prior, back when it was stock motor, that video still gets a ton of traction and likes and comments. And I think it's honestly my most watched video now. I can do an updated version because it's been 2 years now and this car has came a long way. So let me know if that's something you guys would want to see. And I'll try to do a new walk around video, because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you're seeing now that you're like, what's that? Or, what's that do? Or why is that there? Or when did he do that? And I can definitely do that. So there it is. We got a 9-inch now. We are still IRS. I'm not done with IRS. Just trying to get the clickbait YouTube algorithm figured out. Still 6R80. Power by the hour built. Trans has not been to power by the hour since prior to World Cup 2023. We have almost 2 years, fall of this year, so a year and a half, a little bit longer than a year and a half, on this trans. It may go to him for a refresh this season just to play it safe, or depending on, what signs we see going into racing this season. But, man, it would be a lot easier of a decision for me to switch if I was pulling this trans out or breaking this trans all the time, and we got a year and a half, almost 2 years in it. So let me swap the camera around, and we'll talk about a few last things. All right, so what's coming up? We have a race coming up, Maple Grove, the end of this month. I've never been to Maple Grove, always heard good things. Supposed to be nicer than MIR. I'm excited to go to a new track, new surroundings, and run a new class and a new series. A guy named Chris Miller is putting on a series of events this year at Maple Grove. He came up with some new classes. He asked me for some input and some questions at the end of last year. He decided to come up with a little 3-class series, I guess, or whatever, of street stuff. So heavy street, actual street, and maybe elite street or race street or something like that. And the rules for heavy is for the heavier Hellcats and Trackhawks and stuff like that. Actual street is power windows, overdrive transmission, license registration, stuff like that. And then the elite street or the race street is more of the small tire guys that are street cars. So pretty cool. I don't know what the payout is. I know the buy-in's pretty steep, so hopefully the payout's decent. Obviously going in to try to win and get my first win, but the main thing is just running through its paces, seeing how the rear gear acts, seeing how the rear acts. I didn't show you and I didn't talk about it when I was walking through all the parts, but I also got not only the whole rear end underneath of Blue Goose, I got the whole front too. Front coilovers, front brakes as you've seen, manual steering rack, K-member, stuff like that. Sold the K-member, sold the coilovers, but I put the rack in the car. And what I'm going to show in another video eventually is me weighing the car and putting it on the scales, live or, in video form. We were heavy at World Cup. We could be 35.50 or 35.25, and we were 36.25. We were over 3,600 pounds. So I've always been wanting to do a manual rack, but they're like $1,000 from Flaming River. Just not where you want to spend $1,000. Spend $1,000 for something cool like a drag wing, or something to go faster and make more horsepower. But a rack was kind of like shittier steering for $1,000. Kind of sounds like a bad deal. So I never bought one, and coincidentally, Blue Goose had one, and they gave me one. Had the bump steer kit on it, had the knuckle, everything. Again, I can't thank them guys enough. So I want to see how it steers. It needs an alignment and oil change before we go, but I just want to run it through its paces and see how it acts. Other than that, that's what we got coming up. Of course, we got Ocean City Cruising Weekend coming up in May. Definitely do some racing in March, April. Definitely do some racing in April. I want to travel. This is the first year that I've had a motor, and I'm not acting like a maniac right now trying to go to Texas. Decided to take Texas off for many reasons. The travel, the trip, 30 hours each way, taking off a full week of work to do it. The money to go down there and index race and, not have to go all out and get my shit pushed in because Aaron Miller's there in his 6-second vet and, all these guys and their 6-second cars and Fox bodies and whatever the case may be. I could go on a whole video of that, but I missed out on Texas, so I'm kind of in my feels right now, and I want to travel and do some good racing this season. Definitely do World Cup, FL2K, Mod Nat, Streetcar Bragging Rights, Streetcar Takeover. I'm open to all of them. I'm definitely going to World Cup. Don't have anything guaranteed else other than that, but I will be doing more racing than I've done the past 2 seasons because last year we were sitting out without a motor. The year prior we did the wheelie and we're waiting on suspension and turbos and everything else. The year prior to that was the stock engine. We were limping around, scared we were going to blow it up. The past winters I've not had an engine. This is the first year I've had an engine, and a healthy engine. It shows no signs of any issues at all right now, and I just feel good going into this season. I'm trailerless right now. I sold my golf cart. I bought a smart car to have AC and heat and wheels at the track. At Texas, you're stuck at the track without a rental car. At World Cup, you can't leave and go get parts or do anything because we didn't have any extra vehicles there. The smart car is just the best pit option. You can go to Cecil and leave and go get food or whatever the case may be. I hate track food. It sucks. And we somehow never go to the grocery store because we're so consumed with racing to cook good food in the RV. So bought a smart car. Smart car didn't fit with my car and a drag wing in the trailer that I had. So sold the trailer I had, getting a new trailer that can fit a smart car and a 2-foot longer Mustang with the drag wing now. So right now I'm trailerless. That's going to be changing soon. Maybe I'll put that in a video. Again, I'm gonna try to do it with content. And even if it's, hey, look at my new trailer. I watch people buying new things all the time on YouTube, and I enjoy it. So that's what we have going on. I love the drag wing. I like the look of it. It was a pain in the ass to install. I sold the Anderson with the little duckbill. I felt like that was kind of getting played out. So many people were buying it. Stock cars were driving around my neighborhood with it. You know, everybody just buys a Mustang and buys everything carbon now because carbon looks good. I agree. And it's just so readily available. Anderson's making so much stuff for so many cars now. It's like everybody's just putting carbon on everything. So I got kind of bored with the exterior appearance of this car, and I decided to do the drag wing, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. I don't think it's going to make me faster or help anything. I'm sure there's some science behind the downforce of it, but yeah, I really like the look of this car. Paired with the hood and this car clean, because it's my car, I'm going to say it's one of the best looking S550s to go down the racetrack current day. So I'm really happy with that. 9-inch drag wing, manual rack, less weight. I weighed the car, and it somehow is 200 pounds lighter than it was at World Cup. So either World Cup scales are heavy. The rack was 200 pounds. I know it wasn't. The drag wing wasn't as much as I thought, or the 9-inch was lighter than I thought. I don't know. Car just weighed for 200 pounds less than it was at World Cup. Considering that, a stronger rear, able to pour more power in it, we're going to cook up a 6 this year. May not be right away, may be at the end, maybe in the middle. I don't know, but we're gonna get a 6 out of this thing.